Okay, so on board the MD-80, we are cold and dark. We're sitting here on runway 33 at the shuttle landing facility at Kennedy Space Center, just where I go to shake down new planes because there's nothing really major to hit. Anyway, cold and dark, we got to get the APU started. So upper panel, we will flip on to start pump. We'll check our APU bus is off and our generator buses will turn off. It's fine. We will turn on battery power, and that's up. And caution warning coming up. Alright, that's fine. We'll switch APU to run and keep it there for a couple of moments. We'll get the pitot heat set up. We'll arm the emergency lights. Turn the no smoking and seatbelt signs to auto. We will go to the center upper panel here. There we go. And we'll just check that our bleed air is off. And get our cabin temp down. And our cockpit temp down. It won't really matter much until the APU is started and we got the bleed air on. Battery is on. APU is in normal. Doors, we're going to keep these closed. It's really for starting the APU in flight, at least I think. And generators for the engines are off. APU generator is to normal. DC bus to APU, and the APU bus itself is off. We'll start up the APU, and we got a spool up. And it looks like we've had a light off on the APU, coming up through 40%. EGT is rising as expected. And just waiting for APU power to come online. And power is available. We'll switch on the right bus and the left.
Autopilot.
And the autopilot disconnect as expected. APU is on. We'll turn on the APU air. That's on. We'll head over to the right-hand seat. And we'll switch on these hydraulic pumps from the engines. Get them on. And the flight computer also came on coincidentally with switching on the left-hand pump. Is that connected? Turn that off. Nope, just coincidence there. Hydraulic pumps on from the engines. The auxiliary pump. That's from the APU. Don't really need that. Don't know what these are. These are brake overheats, and I'm guessing these are brake fans. Or that's changing the temperature probe so you could isolate if you have one brake overheating, I guess. I'll turn off the auxiliary APU. The auxiliary hydraulic pump, rather, don't need it. And center stack down below. Turn on the bleed air pumps. Open those valves up. And overhead panel. APU air is on. So we've got bleed air. There it is. It's good, and that gets the air conditioner on. Don't want that now, though. We'll turn off that bleed air, and we'll head back to the left-hand seat. And we have APU air there. Ignition on to both. Turn off the start pump for the APU, don't need it. And we'll turn on our fuel pumps. Left hand and right hand pumps front and rear. And we'll start up the engines. Open up the start valve on the left engine. That's open. Bleed air pressure dropped as expected, and there's N2. Get up to about 20% of RPM, and we'll open up the fuel valve for the left-hand engine. There's N2 at 20, fuel on, and fuel flow, light off. Close the start valve. Set the parking brake. Alright, looks like the engine is more or less stabilized. EGT coming down, and 1 up at 32%. N2 at about 60. That's fine. Start the right engine. Start valve, get that opened up. And start it up. N2 thrust coming on. Here goes 10%. N1 registered. And 20% N2 fuel flow, and light off. Shut the start valve. And the right-hand engine is coming online. Looks like we have hydraulic pressure, both the left and right sides. Oil pressure is good, both engines. Oil quantity is good. And oil temp looks good too. Problem I've got, here is the auxiliary artificial horizon. That's not caged at all. It's not at all engaging. There we go. It just solved that problem. At least partially. There we go. We'll get our PFDs coming on. There we go. And there's our compass coming up. I assume this is the weather radar. The contrast on the weather radar overlay. Right, that's fine. Not going to touch anything with the computers. We'll get flight directors on both sides. Not going to power up the PFDs there. That's fine. On takeoff, we're going to turn left. There's a better view that we can use on this panel. There we go. On takeoff, we're going to dial in a heading of 250. Let us get that turned in. There we go. And we're going to hold our altitude. Let's set for 5,000 feet. Speed hold is going to be, let's set that for 220. Just opening that up with the mouse wheel takes a little while. There's 220, good. We won't kick in the auto throttles yet. And that should do it. We're not going to be talking ATC. We'll turn on our strobe and position lights, our anti-collision lights. That should just about do it. That looks about right to me. And in the left seat. That should be just about good to go. Got the generator buses on. Power transfer complete off the APU. We'll turn off the APU air. And we'll turn off the APU. And we'll spool down. And that just about covers it. I think, at least in theory, we're set to fly. It's just about right. Okay. Gonna get spool down on the APU in a couple of seconds. Should happen any moment now. Just waiting for that. And there it is, APU shutting down. We'll turn off the battery. And we're purely running off the engines. Right. Get our flaps down. Bring it down to 40 degrees. Don't even think we really need that much in the flaps. Alright, take 11 degrees for takeoff. Check our spoilers are retracted. They are. Trim. Get our trim set up for takeoff. Or not. Not quite sure what that's doing for us. Center of gravity. There we go. There's takeoff condition. Not quite sure what this flap switch does. Anyway, that should be good. Should be alright to engage the autopilot. Basically right off the deck. Release the parking brakes and let's go to toga.
Spot lab. Stabilizer. Spot lab. Stabilizer. Spot lab.
There's caution warning.
Stabilizer.
That happens on every takeoff run.
Stabilizer. Spot lab. Stabilizer.
Airspeed's alive. There's 100 knots.
Stabilizer. Spot lab.
120. V1.
Spot lab. Stabilizer.
And rotate.
Spot lab. Stabilizer. Spot lab.
Positive rate.
Positive rate.
Flaps up and the gear's coming up. Okay, we'll get the autopilot on.
Lights out.
Altitude hold. And arm the auto throttles and speed hold. Throttle's coming down. Stabilizer motion's good. And we've got our heading hold. Should get a left turn. And there it goes. Good. Airspeed is coming up still. Getting the trim up. We're starting to descend a bit. We do have the altitude hold engaged. Vertical speed is at minus 600, minus 700. Why are we diving? Keep an eye on that. Coming out of the turn. Vertical speed coming back up. Throttles are still coming back. Airspeed total to hold 220, and we're right there. That's good. Still descending. Why is that? Altitude hold has been selected. I don't want to hold altitude. I want to gauge that altitude. All right. Don't want to hold altitude. Yeah. holding at about 1,100 feet. Interesting. Do we start to descend? We pull that out. Pull the 1,000. No, okay. That's something to figure out. But at least it's under control. Bring it up to 5,000 feet if you can. Don't understand that. Anyway, vertical speed, let's bring it in the positive direction. Let's bring it to 500 feet per minute. And let's bring it up to 5,000 feet. Airspeed right on the money. And heading is right there. Wanted to hold 250, 248 has been selected. 250 now selected. Should get a slight turn to the right. There it is. Good. So we've got heading and we have vertical speed at least. Have airspeed holding. Very good. Okay, maybe this isn't so difficult. All those caution warnings have gone away, those voice call-outs. Let's see. Down here. Terrain override. Terrain on. Yeah. Terrain override. Don't want that. Okay. Panel lights, floodlights can come on if you want. It's not bad. Not too bad at all. There goes 1860. Let's increase our rate of ascent. Bring up to 1,500 feet per minute. Vertical speed indicator, there it is, 1,500, a little over. Get the throttle up. There it is. All right, but it's holding airspeed nicely. Not bad. I'm going to hold altitude at about 5,000 feet. Let's get up there a little bit quicker. More throttles. There we go. Engine's responding. EGT on the right engine is a bit lower than on the left. Not quite sure why that is. But evidently that's working. Not sure why the altitude hold, or the altitude select rather, is not taking me there. There goes 4,000 feet. Not quite sure what that was. Master caution. Don't know what caused the master caution. Fuel quantity is fine. Vertical stabilizer motion. Aircraft is starting to level off as we're approaching 5,000 feet. It's pretty good. All right. Maybe we have solved our issues here. That would not be too bad. Let's dial in 150 as our heading. If we can do that, bring that to the next screen. There we go, 150. And there's our turn to the left. Stabilizer there trimming out. And a little bit of a pitch up. Countering the roll off. That's good. There's 5,000 feet. Bang on. 220 knots. This is tolerable. This is good. Engines look good. And there's the secondary horizon doing its thing. Awesome. Matching right up with the digitals. All right, there's Cape Canaveral out there in the distance. Gonna have to get back there at some point, I'm well aware. It would help if I had a map. Lots of auto throttle activity going on there. Lots of trim going on. That's fine. This is good. This is very, very good. Zoom out there and see our target. There's Port Canaveral down there. It's a little bit farther south. That could be the shuttle landing facility. I think it is. Draw distance a little bit too far away. We'll fly out a little bit longer on this heading and we'll turn left to, looks to be about 060. We'll line up for a short final. Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm suddenly understanding this MD-80. Airspeed still bang on, 220, just what we wanted. Altitude bang on, 5,000. Engines are in excellent shape. Flight controls are doing everything they should be doing. I think we're just about ready to make our turn. Let's dial in 060 on our heading. Left turn. .060 coming up. There it is. And we'll let it go to a 30-degree bank angle even. Nice. Very, very cool. While we're rolling out to this, let's test out the wipers. There they are, they work. Very good. Altitude, about a 20-foot difference there through the bank turn. Nice. That's fantastic. We can start a descent, because this is going to come up on us pretty quick. So let's descend, let's call it about 1,800 feet. Call it 2,000 feet, whatever. Got a rate of descent coming on? We don't. Not quite sure why. Ordered that, has not occurred. I guess we have to dial in a rate of descent then. Let's come down at 1,000 feet a minute. There's the vehicle assembly building out there, and the shuttle landing facility is just going to be parallel to that. So we're right on course. This is good. These are good times. Descend a little bit faster, I think. Go to 2,000 feet a minute. Perfect. Airspeed rising a little bit as expected. Engines have throttled back. No auto land, low limits. It's fine. Coming right in. It's going to be good. Brilliant. And we're approaching 2,000 feet, expecting vertical speed to come back up towards 0. Master caution. Not a master caution, but a
2500.
warning light 2500. And vertical speed is ramping off. Beautiful. I think we figured it out. It won't go to the altitude that you've commanded without dialing in some vertical speed to hold. So it's basically a two-step process. Coming down to 2,000 feet. When it comes time to line up onto final, we're going to disconnect the autopilot and just do it all manually. Going to disconnect the auto throttles pretty soon. This is pretty nice. I like this. Let's throttle back. 200 knots.
Landing gear.
It's fine. Throttle's coming back. And we're going to get set up for our turn in just a few seconds now. This is very good. There it is, bang on 200 knots, 2,000 feet. We're going to disconnect the auto throttles and disconnect the autopilot. Autopilot disconnect. Turn off the flight directors. I don't think there's really a need to do that. Should have control authority now. There's the shuttle landing facility. Right there. So probably a little bit early coming off the autopilot, but we're going to get set for that turn in just another about 30 seconds or so. Over here is Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. Yep, there is the runway. Alright, so this is all me now. Manual control. Let's turn off. Get set for a landing here.
Landing gear. Altitude.
Flaps are coming out.
Sync rate.
Altitude.
Sync rate.
Yep, turn a little bit too fast, that's okay.
Altitude.
Flaps coming down.
Landing gear. 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 Landing
Gear
gear.
coming.
Sink rate. Sink rate. Sink rate. Sink rate. 1,000.
And gear down, 3 green. Airspeed 180. Bit left to center.
500.
There's 500.
Sink rate. Sink rate. Sink rate.
400.
There's 400. 300.
200.
200.
Sink rate. Sink rate.
50, 40, 30, 20.
20. Little long. Little long, little long,
10.
little long. 10. And main gear. Nose gear. Reversers. And spoilers. Airspeed coming down. 100. 80 knots. Spoiler retract. The altitude cautions continue. And our reverser's off. Wheel brakes coming on. Wheel stop. And parking brake set. Seems to be how all of that works. Not bad, not bad, not too bad at all, gotta say. And for continuity's sake, I suppose we could get the APU running again and shut the engines down. We could be able to start it off with the engines. Turn the battery on, and there goes the APU. Need the battery for the APU. Pretty good. Pretty good. Definitely the most successful flight that we've had. And APU power. Bring the APU bus up. We'll shut down our generators. And there goes the APU. Running the plane. Engines can shut down. We'll turn off our fuel. Let's wait for that. And there's shutdown on both engines. Good. We'll go to the left-hand seat. And we'll shut off the hydraulic pumps. Where is that left-hand seat? There we go. Don't know why we're getting that altitude caution warning. That's quite annoying. However, go up top. And our air packs are already shut off, I think. APU air is off. Turn that on. Get your air packs back up. Shut down on all of our other systems. APU still running for... Yep, not powering anything anymore. Not sure if you're really supposed to turn the engines off. No, I don't think you can turn the engines off by just switching the ignition off. I think you must cut the fuel. And now just a reverse of our power up. So fuel pumps off. Turn off the APU air, I suppose. Yeah, we're not going to run the air conditioners without our main power buses on. Yeah, it looks like we just run the right system there on the APU. Anyway, getting a little bit sidetracked there. Just learning more about how this thing runs. We'll shut the APU down. Turn off the battery. And there it is. It's power down. Back to cold and dark where we started. Not bad at all. So apparently we've learned something about flying the MD-80 miraculously. So that's, yeah, that's about all she wrote. Pretty decent, I must say. And let's check. Oh yeah, that landing pretty much smack on center line. That is not too bad for having no experience. Pretty good, I must say so myself. Quite nice. Anyway, yeah, maybe that gives some insight into some of the issues I've been having with this thing.